This is Dabu7 reporting on more Earth changes, this time Florida. Florida being no stranger to the fish kills, usually smaller in size and more spread out across the state. But this one is absolutely massive, and it is situated around the Indian River Lagoon. They are saying that this is an area that has seen scores of dead fish washing up in the area. They're literally saying, as far as the eye can see, for miles, there's nothing but dead fish. If you were to go to this lagoon, you would see this. Look, you can't even tell that there's water there. It's just nothing but heaps of dead fish. Now, we talk about this, we bring up the algae booms, we bring up the temperature and everything often in terms of these fish kills. And sometimes that is a part of the problem. And it very well could be in this situation as well. But we have to look larger scale to what's happening here with the Earth. Well, one thing that happened in January was Florida received record amounts of rain. Record amounts that was causing what they say is a brown algae to form on top of some of the water. Now, this killed off not only some of the fish, but the plant life as well. Now, they have Okeechobee, which is another issue. It's at its highest levels. It's at the highest it's been in 10 years, is what they're saying here in the article. So they're releasing fresh water out of that. That is meeting up down at the waterways with the salt water, and this brackish water is cutting the salinity in half. So any of the animals that survive in salt water are going to be having that salt water depleted. And it's a mixture here. Any of the freshwater fish that get washed out into this are going to die because of all the salt in the heavy salt water. So there's a combination of things going on here, and it's causing the water levels to rise in certain areas, and it's not receding as quickly as they would like. Now, in January, all this flooding had picked up fertilizers, all kinds of different toxic elements as it was rushing across the land, all different types of areas. And where's this all run off to? To the waterways, to the streams, to the creeks, to the lagoons. And this is where you're going to see your first signs of something bad going on. Now, you can't just ignore these things. These are signals that something is out of balance when it comes to our planet, and it's something that people need to pay attention to. Something is happening here to this natural cycle of planet Earth. And instead of things cleansing themselves, replenishing on a normal basis, it looks like things are getting out of whack, and we're seeing more large-scale die-offs. And you best believe this is going to affect others. This is going to affect other plant life, other creatures, other fish. You can't just turn a cheek to it. But if they're facing this situation here in Florida, and they're primarily blaming this on massive amounts of rain, well then I would look to other areas that have seen significant amounts of rain here in the past few months as well. I believe Arkansas got hit hard. Into Alabama. There were some areas that seen 2 feet of rain in Arkansas within the past couple months. That is way more than what they received down here in Florida. So, are we seeing the same things there? Well, I'm going to go looking. You never know what you're going to find. You never know what goes unreported until you come stumbling across it. But I want to make this clear. These fish kills are not going to go away. We have to stay on top of these things and respect this planet. Unlike the minions that are in power here on this planet we call Earth, that makes this place such a hellish world to live on, instead of doing the right things, they continually do the wrong things, leaving us all to suffer and have to clean up their mess behind them. Now, what we could do is come together and stop these people, but it's going to take a whole lot more than sitting in your chair in front of your computer. It's going to take getting up off your tail, taking to the streets, and approaching the people that you put in the office and holding them accountable. It's called accountability. It's also about coming together, try to resolve these issues. I'll leave a link. Until next time, this has been Dabu7 with some more Earth changes.